Welcome back to another episode of Chatting Cinema. Today we are starting over. Um, Welcome back to another episode of Chatting Cinema. I'm Gianni,
I'm Flynn.
I'm Luke.
and today Luke has a tweet for us.
Yeah, so I was on the tweeter yesterday, and I love movies. So on the tweeter,
Sure.
I consume movie-related content. I don't remember how I saw this. I really don't. I think somebody liked it that I knew, and I was just like, this is a fun tweet. So shout out to @Selena Kravitz. I'll send you the picture so you can put up on the screen.
Yeah.
But
Really excited for the Batman.
yes.
Yeah.
So they tweeted, not me. They tweeted, if you had tomorrow the power to greenlight any DC movie, what would it be? And honestly, I was just like, I love this tweet.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about it the other day with you guys, where I was like, I'm gonna be real. I kind of like DC comics better than Marvel. Not the movies, just the actual comics and characters themselves. So I saw that tweet, and my initial first thought, I tweeted. I'll tell you both tweets that I made. But I thought that would be a fun discussion topic for this podcast. So I'll open up the floor. My first suggestion was a good Green Lantern movie. I did supply a casting, though. Lakeith Stanfield to play John Stewart.
I saw that and I was like, oh, man, that's good. 'Cause I love Lakeith. He's got crazy range.
Yeah.
He's just one of these guys that's like going out there and doing it all. Like he'll do an Uncut Gems and a Sorry to Bother You and a rom-com, like the Photograph, and like he's really into it, and I respect that a lot. So like showing off like this range, I think that this is like the natural progression for actors in Hollywood. Like, yeah, who's the superhero they're gonna play?
Yeah.
So I think he's a really cool choice for
And
that.
also, I absolutely adore Green Lantern. I adore all iterations, even the really bad movie. But for Hal Jordan's sake, the character, he can't be the next Green Lantern on the big screen. You have to make another one, which John Stewart, Lakeith Stanfield would be amazing. So you separate that movie from people's images in their brains, just like how they did another Wolverine. I mean, they used the same actor, but they just actually made a good movie. But after X-Men Origins Wolverine, so like kind of let the general audience be cleansed of that movie with this really dope one with Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah, do a little reset.
And then Green Lantern's back, baby.
Yeah, I'm super into that. I think that Green Lantern's a really cool character, and I think that Jon Stewart is a version of that character that people have kind of been clamoring for. And
the last time we saw him was the Justice League cartoon, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Maybe in some of the movies they do, because DC's animated movies are actually pretty good.
Yeah, DC does really good animation, except for their Killing Joke movie. That's not good. Sorry. But yeah, like Jon Stewart, especially, I think the one thing that DC has been really good about so far with their movies, and it's not a very long list, but encouraging diversity. I think that if there's one nice thing I can say about Suicide Squad is that it has a super diverse cast, and that's really awesome, and one of the reasons I really wanted that movie to be better and succeed. But the most recent DC movie to come out as of this recording is Birds of Prey, which again is a really diverse cast, super fun movie, and you know DC is doing really exciting stuff. So hopefully that is the trend to continue, because Birds of Prey came out, we got our first look at Robert Pattinson as the Batman, and everybody's into that. Everybody's excited for Wonder Woman 84 because the first Wonder Woman is really good.
Right.
My pitch for a movie, I am super into Nightwing. I think Dick Grayson's a great character. I think he offers an interesting contrast to Batman while still offering some of the things that people really like about Batman. So let's give it to Matthew Vaughn. Matthew Vaughn gets thrown around for for the directing chair for every, we're going to do a comic book movie, let's give it to Matthew Vaughn. But, Kingsman and First Class, X-Men First Class, kind of, demonstrate how good he is with, young superheroes or leads. And Nightwing is sort of a more, youthful character. The actor I want is Dev Patel. I tweeted about this the other day. It's a pretty popular fan cast having Dev Patel as Nightwing. But I think he'd be so good. I think he got thrown around for Spider-Man back when Andrew Garfield got it, and I thought he would have been such a good Spider-Man. But now, I think he's a fantastic actor. And again, keeping with the trend of like diversity in DC, I think that could be really big to have like a member of the Bat family like that, such a prominent one in Dick Grayson being Dev Patel. And the way I see a Nightwing movie is like people who read Nightwing comics know he operates in Bloodhaven and has his own villains. Like his main villain is like Blockbuster. I say cut that and have him operate in Gotham, because the cool thing about Nightwing being connected to Batman is you can have him fight Batman's villains, and Batman has such a good like rogues gallery. So the Arkham games do this, where Nightwing has his own storyline with Penguin, and that's the route I would go. Give him a Penguin or a Scarecrow or Riddler, that type of villain, and have him operate in Gotham. Because if we just got Birds of Prey, and it's very good. It's getting really good reactions. So we don't know what's going to happen with the DCEU, whether it's going to be bombed, or because Ezra Miller is still attached to Flash. Aquaman did really well financially. People are into Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. Where's the cohesiveness of the universe? Is that going to be a thing that continue, or are they just not going to worry about it? But I think that bringing in a Dev Patel Nightwing to that fold of the DCEU, just like if you can get Ben Affleck for a cameo, like retiring, fine.
Yeah.
But if not, who cares? Just have Nightwing operating. You could have had him go to Bloodhaven and then come back to Gotham. Like Gotham needs a new protector, and have him operate in that universe if you still want to continue doing stuff in that sandbox. Because the Suicide Squad seems like it'll take place in that universe, because Margot is coming back as Harley, and I think everybody's excited for that because it's James Gunn, and so it's really confusing. It's hard to know what direction DC is gonna go in their future projects, but I think that something like that, doing a character like Nightwing, offers an opportunity to kind of have him exist anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's sort of great the way that DC is going now. And I think they should keep with that momentum of kind of not having a roadmap, because I think to a general audience, you can sit down and be like, okay, are these movies related or not? Decide,
Yes.
and then move on from there.
Yeah.
Flashpoint.
Yeah. Flashpoint, Reset.
Yeah.
Comics are weird.
I mean,
anything.
the beauty about this tweet is that you can kind of pitch any movie, and DC might want to do it, which I think is great for them, because they are giving directors that platform, and actors too, like Margot Robbie producing Birds of Prey. It's very much her vision and Kathy Yan's, and they kind of took the forefront on that, which I think was really cool. But yeah, I think if I was gonna walk into Warner Brothers tomorrow and pitch a DC movie, I think I want to see the Justice League again. I really do. And I think it can be done. Like, you can recast, you can use the current cast. Like, who knows? We have Matt Reeves coming out with the Batman. So, Pattinson, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman.
Pattinson.
I mean, the possibilities are endless. Like, I'd be happy to see that.
Well, with Justice League, like something that the movie, which obviously their plan was Avengers, like where the first movie is the main cast, and then eventually they have everybody else. But if you look at the depth, like if we're talking like they're a sports team, like their depth, like at like all their other positions, like the Justice League is deep, bro. They have so many great heroes that have been on the roster at some point, and so many insane villains they've fought.
Yeah.
So like I agree with that 100%. Where give them a chance, but like with a more, give them a better chance from the start too, because that movie I never thought was gonna be good. Sorry if you like it. I'm glad you like it, but like
I wish I did.
Yeah.
And I think there are parts of it that are fine.
Well,
the
I
cast
remember,
is not.
Like right around the time it came out, Flynn and I saw each other after we'd seen the movie. We were like, step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
I definitely enjoyed it more the first go around.
Yeah.
Because I kind of really lowered my expectations, but I think that there's like valuable stuff in a lot of what DC has done so far film wise. It just hasn't like they haven't clicked. They haven't gotten it.
The reason why Marvel worked is because they all worked so well together from the get-go.
And I think that one thing, like everybody on like Twitter or whatever kinds of wants to be like Marvel or DC, I'm in this camp, I'm in that camp. But I think that one thing that DC could benefit from after Spider-Verse and after Marvel is clearly going in the multiverse direction with Doctor Strange and whatever comes next. If Marvel successfully pulls off multiverse stuff and general audiences become even more acquainted with this idea, the idea of a multiverse for DC where like you could just have Wonder Woman exist in the Pattinson universe. And again, I get the vibe from Matt Reeves' Batman that'll be like kind of Nolan-esque, like on its own, type of thing. But the multiverse thing is so cool because you can just have like the same actor or actress play a character kind of the same way and just be like, okay, well in this universe this person exists this way. Also, side note about the Nightwing thing, I know there was like a movie in production with Chris McKay. He directed the Lego Batman movie and he was supposed to do a Nightwing movie. I don't know if that's still going on, so no offense to Chris McKay picking Matthew Vaughn. I still want to see your Nightwing movie if you're doing it. Just cast Dev Patel. We're all good.
Well, speaking of Batman, I made a follow-up tweet that pitched another movie.
Extra bonus pitch.
Well, I could pitch these things for hours. But so Batman Beyond was one of my favorite shows growing up. It was excellent. It was like exactly what I wanted in a Batman show. Because it wasn't Bruce Wayne, and I've always seen Bruce Wayne as Batman. And it's like, Bruce, you're dope, but like, let me see something else. So Batman Beyond took place in the future. It had it had Terry as Batman. There was like a whole. If you want to watch it, just watch it. It's dope.
Great. It's a great show.
It is. But the movie, I have Taron Egerton as Terry, and then either Michael Keaton or Kevin Conroy coming back as an old Bruce.
Wow.
Because in the show, Bruce is his mentor.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like that would be a lot of fun.
I've seen the idea float around of just like having it like exist in the Burton universe, and especially if we're doing like different universes with DC and not really caring about that. That would be so cool. Like people get so excited about Michael Keaton coming back as Batman, as Bruce Wayne for that show, and it's such a fresh storyline. And similarly to kind of what I was saying about Nightwing, one of the things that Terry McGinnis, not Terry McLaurin of the Washington Redskins, Terry McGinnis
from the Ohio State University,
Terry McGinnis of Batman Beyond. One of the things he has going for him is a Spider-Man youthfulness and like the high school student and balancing this life. And so that is such a good, because even like characters that are Robin have kind of like a like you stay back, I got this type of thing. Like it's not the same type of mentorship with Bruce and Terry and Batman
Terry's
Beyond.
In charge. Terry is the guy to stop the people.
And I think that's so cool. I really like their storyline with Tim Drake as the Joker. Oh, that's a massive spoiler if you haven't seen it. But
you have to put a spoiler tag. Spoiler tag. That was a bad one.
That movie's been out for like over a decade. So
but
what
if it was somebody just discovering this wonderful show?
Yeah, but Batman Beyond is really cool again because it's like a lot of new stuff. He has his own villains that are pretty good on their own. So.
Yeah, you know what else I'd love to see? Because the TV show is very clearly failing right now. But I would love to see a Titans movie. Yeah. In the spirit of like Birds of Prey. Yeah. Like really fun. Cast some really young actors in it. I mean, that'd be really cool to pull off. Yeah. And let James Gunn direct it. I don't know.
Titans, the TV show on Cartoon Network, was my childhood. Yeah. Make a good version of. Well, not that wasn't good, but make like a version honoring that.
Yeah, not a specific movie pitch, but a casting pitch. If Lakeith Stanfield is not Green Lantern, I'd love to see him as the Joker, going toe to toe with Robert Pattinson. He mentioned wanting to do it, wanting to be the Joker, and I think he would be so good because he's sort of odd, off the beaten path. Visually, I think he'd be a really good Joker.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And if he doesn't do it, I really would like Willem Dafoe as the Joker.
Oh man,
I wouldn't be able to sleep after watching that.
And they already went toe to toe in the White House.
I was going to say, if you need proof of concept for the Robert Pattinson universe, just watch The Lighthouse, because they go toe for toe, like toe to toe, every scene, and that's like an absurd level of acting in The Lighthouse. So building that chemistry, which The Lighthouse was not an easy production. They were on an island. They were dealing with the weather as it came. So having that like bond and transferring that to what is such an interesting foil character dynamic in Batman and the Joker, I think would be like so great. Because Willem Dafoe has already been thrown around countless times to be the Joker.
Well, I mean, he was freaking Green Goblin.
Yeah,
Before superhero movies were cool.
And he's so good. And I just think that the Lighthouse now existing throws an interesting wrinkle in that, and being like, oh, well, now we want it even more.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be super fascinating. And, it would be an older Joker to a younger Batman. Like, who knows, like, what kind of story they could tell with his origin or where they'd want to go with that. But I think there's some fascinating opportunities there.
I think that's the best part about comic books is, like, there's so many characters that haven't been on the big screen or have in different ways, and there's so many opportunities to put them on and all different kinds of casting and directors and pairing them up. Because, like, one of my favorites is Red Hood. I love Red Hood.
Yes.
Like Batman Under the Red Hood, that animated movie,
so fantastic.
Good.
Yeah.
So it's one of the best ones they made. And also in that movie is Black Mask, who Ewan McGregor, excellent portrayal in Birds of Prey. But there's so many characters I'd love to see. Like one character that I always go back to, I'm blanking on his name, but you guys will know because you have my facts. Is the guy who played Scarecrow in Batman Begins.
Cillian Murphy.
See,
Jinx.
This is it. These are my guys. But we need to clip that. But no, like Scarecrow's one of the most interesting characters in all comic books. Because he's insane.
Yeah.
He makes a drug to make other people feel how he feels.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
I was just gonna touch on that because I think it'll be really interesting to see what Matt Reeves does with the Batman, because I think it's going to be a massive hit. I'm banking on it being good and people seeing it because it's Batman.
I'm banking on me crying when I watch it.
yeah, and everything. But
happy tears.
So, I'm kind of like already in my head thinking like there's probably going to be like 3 of these at least. And I think that a cool thing about the Nolan trilogy is how grounded it is. But I would like to go a little bit in a different direction with the Matt Reeves trilogy. Keep it grounded, keep it, realistic, but not like – I feel like that sometimes works to the detriment of the Nolan trilogy, especially with how I feel about how they did Bane. I think that Tom Hardy is as good as the version of Bane they created, but it's also not Bane.
It's not. That was my biggest issue. Was like I'm never gonna knock Tom Hardy. He's a phenomenal actor.
That performance is fantastic, but like
that was somebody using the name Bane.
It was such a weird choice because you have like the Riddler, or Black Mask, or Deadshot, like really good like realistic villains that you don't need to like take any like comic booky elements away from. But yeah, I would like to see more like, and I think that the Arkham games, to bring them up again, do this so well of like keeping it like gritty and real, but also like leaning into the comic stuff.
The Scarecrow boss fights in those games were terrible.
It's so good. Like Scarecrow in the Battinson trilogy should be portrayed like the Arkham games. You have such a good road map.
I wouldn't be mad if Cillian Murphy played him again.
Him and his haunting eyes.
Like he I would be okay with, like you said before, like characters playing characters in different, like that, because I don't know who else could play the Scarecrow that good.
Fun fact: Cillian Murphy auditioned.
I was just
Batman.
Gonna say that.
Yeah. And
that would have been cool.
I think he screen tested with Nolan.
Yeah,
for
Chris
Bruce
Nolan.
Wayne.
Chris Nolan was like, "Okay, we're going with Christian Bale, but like, I have to put you in here. I have to film you."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is like low key turning into why we love Batman so much, but
yeah, Batman is just such a force in DC. But I would like to see, given the current landscape of things, I think that the world could use Superman too. So I think that a really good, not Man of Steel, like they're Zack Snyder fans, and I think that he's really like awesome visually and great. And if you like that interpretation of the character, that's cool. But like I want like a Christopher Reeves, like super positive Superman, like and
larger than life.
You can kind of like have that. I think that one of the coolest things to that Marvel has done, one of their best arcs has been Captain America's, and you can have that like symbol of hope and positivity be disillusioned with things and have that kind of realistic story while also like not having them lose that hope, right? Like they don't lose what it is about them,
Winter Soldier.
right? Just because of a corrupt system. And I think that's kind of like the perfect story to tell now, like holding on to hope and holding on to convictions. And I think that Superman would be a really good conduit for that. So I would like and I don't mind if Henry Cavill comes back, because I think he's a good Superman.
Yeah.
Good luck
Just
getting him from The Witcher.
yeah, just like a very different tone and story and color grading.
It was so like blue and bleak.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like to shout out to Ezra Miller, like I think he's a great actor. I want to see him as Flash.
Yeah.
But like Green Lantern, there's like 4 dudes that have been Flash.
Mhm.
Flash is one of my other favorite characters. I am a big fan of the TV show, but my problem with the DC TV shows is there's so many, and like I felt obligated to watch them all, and my brain was overloaded from watching 23 episode seasons of 5 shows. It's like, can't keep doing this, can't.
Yeah.
But the portrayals of those characters are very faithful to the comics, but also like modernized.
Yes.
And I think it'd be great to kind of take some hints and elements from them. Because Flash is such a great character, dude. Who doesn't want to run that fast?
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
wants to run that fast.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I think another casting to throw in here.
You just look it up.
Yes. I was blanking on Cameron Monaghan's name.
Oh.
But Cameron Monaghan is Wally West. I think he's got the red hair. He's got the and like you're saying, like the reset of characters with their alter egos, like Hal Jordan to Jon Stewart.
He was the Joker on Gotham, right?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's worked with DC before.
He has.
That would be good.
But like a Wally West Flash, again, usefulness. Like people like youth on film, and coming of age superhero movies are like the
Yeah.
best.
Oh man. That's
So-
like my bread and butter.
Right. So yeah, that's Cameron Monaghan. I think you can put in everything because I'm in love with him as Cal Kestis.
Don't have a casting. Maybe you guys can think of one. But how the heck has DC not done Blue Beetle? Because Blue Beetle, that would be such a good one, because like his backstory is he's Hispanic.
Yeah,
and, like,
I'm trying to think of
that's right
a
up their
good
alley
actor.
with the inclusivity and everything. And he's such a fun, interesting character. He's their Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We keep talking about that.
Yeah, right.
But like you need those staple characters. And Blue Beetle, he could be like their Guardians, where he just comes out of nowhere. Not many people know him unless you read comics.
Yeah.
And like Booster Gold.
Yeah,
gets
that's
introduced.
another thing. Like the DC has had so many movies in development. There was supposed to be a Booster Gold Blue Beetle movie happening,
Loved it.
but who knows? And that's, we talked about Flashpoint maybe being like the event that kind of adds cohesiveness, but Blue Beetle and Booster Gold doing time travel kind of can like cause a rip in the. I think that could work too.
And then the Blue Beetle just made, when you say coming of age, like that's perfect.
But yeah,
That's the story
very,
right there.
very, very Guardians. Very sort of off the beaten path, more fun characters, more like silly.
What was their team? Doom Machine, I think.
Yeah.
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol. I never
could be
watched
their
the show
Guardians.
on DC.
Neither did I.
No.
I heard a lot of really good things.
Me too.
But
Yeah. Swamp Thing was out for one day.
DC.
He's such a cool character.
I
too.
know.
Yeah, I think DC like launching their own streaming
Get
service
Bear
like that
Grylls
was a
to play
mistake.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So many DC ideas.
there's
Yeah,
a lot
So,
happening.
yeah. I mean, I could literally
Specific
go on
pitches,
this for so long.
castings. I think that the future is bright for DC. I think that they're really on the right track, like we said.
I just thought of one. Cara Delevingne as Poison Ivy.
Ooh, that'd be an
Yeah.
interesting reset
I like
for
it.
her too, because she was in
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. So yeah.
Like it, but that would be in the Pattinson universe. So not like the regular, because we gotta specify.
And well, getting back to the Pattinson movie coming out, I mean, I think from those screen tests, not to kind of compare it because it already was compared to, but to Daredevil,
Mhm.
I really think that they are going to kind of ride that fine line between comic book and realism.
Yeah.
Which Daredevil did so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's looking. From the few set photos we have, the very, very minuscule plot details we have, and the cast. I mean, some of those actors could really be over the top, comic booky, but also very down to earth, grounded. So who knows how it's gonna go?
Listen, DC, the ball's in your court.
Yeah,
you got the IP to do it.
Yeah,
just get the right people and the right directors.
Yeah, we're excited about it. I think that I'm super encouraged by how great Birds of Prey was. I had such a good time with it.
And pumped for Wonder Woman 1984 later this year.
Especially because like I haven't been super into like the good DC that's like that people are like cooler with Aquaman and Shazam, and that's fine, but like Birds of Prey has been the first movie since Wonder Woman that has like really got me and be like, oh man, this is really great. So I wish it was making more money.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up our little DC discussion here.
Detective Comics.
Thanks again for that tweet, person. I don't remember the name of your tweets on the screen.
We'll have it right here. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right.
I
You're out, Gabi.
Selena Kravitz.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Nailed it. Okay. See you next time.
Bye.
Fun times.
Chase will enjoy that shout out.
He will.
You're out, Gabi.